Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day. NVDA had a good earnings, that's for sure. So let's check that out and everything else that's going on in the market. But first, definitely have a special guest today. Who is it? It's Mr. Bull. Oh, yeah, Mr. Bull. You're excited today, huh? That market looks like it's going to get ripping, Mr. Bear. I think you're going back into hibernation for a little bit there, buddy. So, yeah, Mr. Bull, NVIDIA looking real good today in the after hours. They beat their earnings and everything else. So let's go, Bulls. And it looks like the market's going to get ripping right here for the end of the year. We did think that earlier, but started to pull back, and Mr. Bull took the Bulls by the horn and boom. So there you go. There you go. It's your Bulls and your Bear. Mr. Bull and Bear, thanks for hanging out this evening. And now let's get to the market. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Little puppet show for you guys this evening. And here you go. That's your heat map. NVIDIA looking good. Look where your Qs are. They're at like 610, 609. They were at 610. Joseph Levy's 605 calls are looking good. Mr. Bull is on top currently. That is for sure. And your SPY is up right there as well. Everything looking good after that NVIDIA. And that did beat its earnings right there. NVIDIA reported their earnings results of 57 billion in revenue. They beat their expected, and their EPS, everything was really good. Let's put it that way. So there you go, Robin. Yeah, everything is way up after NVIDIA, and it looks like the market's going to be cruising along. Even crypto trying to bounce. Not exactly. I think crypto's bouncing to its own drum, beating to its own drum, I mean. But it is looking a little bit better down here. We're getting to that bottom area, obviously. Maybe Bitcoin stays down there a little bit longer, but it's not much. And then that's going to get ripping. So you're going to have a pretty green market tomorrow morning, that's for sure. And things are going to be looking good here. So here we go, guys. Let's take a look and see what's going on this evening going into tomorrow. But it should be looking great. And again, there goes NVIDIA right there. We'll look at it on this chart so you guys can really see it. And there it is. What a beast. And once again, saves the market $57 billion in 90 days. Crazy numbers we're seeing compared to the earnings in the 1980s. And that is absolutely right there, Laptop Travel. You're not kidding. I mean, just crazy. I mean, by the metrics of it, and when you look at the percentages, it's absolutely astronomical things that you're seeing. And didn't Jensen address the bubble, and he kind of laughed at it and just was like, yeah, it's not really a bubble right now. I see it other ways. I think he sees it like a balloon and it's just getting blown up. We should have known that this thing was going to be popping there. But again, that market looks so crazy today, and going into it, it's been a wild ride. But guess what? It's going to be riding up for the rest of the year, it looks like, anyway. So we do have our Fed decision. Look at this thing. The no change jump back up to 67% because I guess the market's looking good. I don't know. That's what Ben was saying, but I have no idea. I mean, that would be a good guess, I would say. But yeah, what the heck? And then your 25 decrease. And this thing, your 25 went through today, and now they just crossed again. This thing is the craziest chart ever. You couldn't predict that if you had to right there. Joseph Levy, definitely crazy ride, that's for sure. And yeah, so your Fed decision now looks like no change going into December 10th. And it looks pretty strong getting up there right now. So it is one crazy chart right there. I can promise you that. And I didn't see any of that happening. So there you go. That would be Pal's swan song if he has no change. And yeah, you're not kidding. So, all right, let's get to it here and see what we're going to be looking at tomorrow and what's going to be looking good. Besides the Qs, obviously, they should be way up in the morning. They're already up in the after hours, and your SPY and your IWM is trying to do something there. We'll look at it tomorrow, but let's take a look and see what ONDS is saying. And Laptop this morning, that you'd be crazy to buy puts for QQQ. And so what you bought 25 contracts of the puts. That was funny. And you ended up getting out of them too, and then getting some calls for tomorrow. Joseph Levy, he's becoming a little options master over here. Joseph Levy, holy cow, he's just calling a market perfectly. He was we were talking today, and he's starting to see the charts. He said like 2 months ago he had no idea what the hell he was looking at, and now all of a sudden he's starting to get the charts and really see the patterns. He said it is kind of scary though, because he's getting a little confident, and he's like, hey, I can tell how you could lose a lot of money fast. And I said, said, yeah, you're 100% right. It just takes one of them times to go wrong because you can't predict it right every single time because it is the market. So that's why you have to be sometimes skeptical, but you do got some Dougie eyes there, huh? And yeah, you've been calling it really well lately, Joseph. So good job right there. And let's get cruising. ONDS. This was jumping up a little bit in the morning there and then pulled back. And now it looks like it's ran up in the after hours there. So there you go with ONDS. And I think a lot of these bad boys are going to be rocking and rolling. And it will be all eyes on with the Fed decision there. And that isn't December 10th. So at least we have the rest of this week. Tomorrow, 1 week until Thanksgiving tomorrow, guys. How crazy is that? So you're going to be cashing in on them 605 calls tomorrow. That's for sure. And let's roll right through and see what we're looking at here. Open door pulling back right there. And I think the door might have closed a little bit. We'll see tomorrow with the market popping right here with NVDA. But the door did kind of close for open door. It ran up right there. Nice. Pulling back. We'll see if it gets set back up again for OPEN and QMCO right here. A little bit of pullback, nothing too crazy today. Looks like it was trying to go up in the after hours here. Let's see what it's up to. Oh, let me type it in right. And actually, that thing looks really good right there. QMCO looks good. RGTI wasn't looking that bad. And these guys, I think, all got running in the after hours as well with the NVIDIA news. So I'm just going to stay right on here. QUBT, that's not looking bad, crossing up right there. And your QTUM is their Defiance. That looks pretty good. And QSI right here is starting to curl up, look really good. IONQ looking pretty nice right there. And RCAT. So it looks like some of these guys that were beat down completely, but Z-Space did pull back today. I did see that one falling down. But some of these that did pull back big time look like they're trying to set up. I mean, RCAT was way down. IONQ, what big pullback right there. So just watch for any little pullbacks and dip situations, but these ones should be starting to look pretty good. UNH pulling back some more right there, so let that one pull back. And ABTC, well, that's Abbott Laboratories, and that did pull back. But this one right here, it was looking great, and then it took a big dip today. So I have no idea what's going on with this thing right here. Maybe it's going to be that dip and rip look is what it almost looks like to me right here. So I guarantee Bitcoin and crypto and stuff get set up relatively soon, and it's going to be a big run starting. So Pew right here jumping up and dipping down. This was running all around today as well. You can see, well, it started up and just came down, but then it started running back up in the after hours right there for good old PEW, and that is grab a gun. And let's see what the rest of these Trump companies are doing. NCPL, big dip right there. We didn't even think that looked good. And PSQH, so they're all pulling back at the moment. And let's see what the rest of these crypto things are doing. Crypto treasuries, BMNR, that's a pullback right there. This is the biggest Ethereum one, and that did have a big pullback today, but might be looking better since NVIDIA. And like I said, I think crypto is kind of going to its own pace right here, and it's just trying to get set up. And you have SBET was pulling back, UPXI, a little pullback right there after they were trying to get set up yesterday. And then you have your ORBS right here, and it wasn't looking too bad, but it was kind of flat, running up in the after hours. It was just jumping around. I was saying that was looking pretty good last night. And you have your FGNX, and I think I'll be talking to that CEO on Friday. We had to cancel yesterday because Twitter was all jacked up, and then we already mentioned that it was messed up, and so we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. It's been a little crazy, but I think it'll be probably Friday afternoon, so definitely keep you posted on that one on FGNX, FG Nexus right there. And that one not looking bad, was jumping up today, a little healthy pullback, and not bad right there. And let's see what crypto is looking at. ABTC. Could it be that a Trump child runs the company? Nah, just a coincidence. I know, it's crazy that look at this thing. It's they just, like I said, they just take cash. That's why we're waiting for the very last second on these guys. They will run. Excuse me. They will run right there, but you got to make sure they're absolutely ready, just like at the last second, because obviously them companies are definitely a little crazy right there. Very manipulated. We'll just use that term. How about that? And how about crypto here? Your Bitcoin at 92K. back at 92. And again, looking a little better. Is Bitcoin trying to get out of the basement? It could be, but look at your 20 way up here. I don't think they're exactly ready yet. I don't think that they look too bad. Could they level down some? They certainly could have a little level down. So we'll watch for that. But I do think that we're getting right around the bottom. Solana looks like it's about ready. We'll be able to tell real soon because look at it. It has about that many days before it needs to do the next level up or the next level down. So we're getting to be right at that spot. Maybe tomorrow, as a matter of fact, Ripple's pulling back. That almost looks like that's a little bottom look, and it could get reversed, but we'll take a look at that in the morning as well. And Doge just kind of pulling back as well, and Cardano right here. So, and that one almost looks like it's trying to bottom out in the basement. So we'll be keeping an eye on all these crypto ones, and obviously Bitcoin, crypto, and everything related. So there you go with them. And let's keep on cruising through and seeing what Nuclear was doing. This was up this morning. I know that it ran up in the after hours as well. You can see it started out, it pulled back, and then ran right up there, then pulled back, and then ran up even higher in the after hours right there. So Nuclear looking pretty good, I must say, and it was setting up. So there you go. And kudos to Licho something, 88K Bitcoin prediction. We should be going up from here. She did say it. Your wife definitely called it. And if anybody used to listen to the show at the beginning of the show, Licho something used to listen in, and Luis Rodriguez didn't listen in. And we found out Licho something is Luis Rodriguez's wife. And now Luis Rodriguez is a huge part of the show, and Licho something just kind of listens along with Luis Rodriguez, I believe. So very cool stuff right there. And so yeah, I used to talk about Licho something. She used to pop up all the time on the feed, and then messages and stuff like that. We didn't even do the live stream back then. It was just the spaces. So a little interesting tidbit. So yeah, they were very original, let's say that, like Laptop Travel, Asian Joe Lee, and some other people been listening since the very, very beginning. We've been doing the show for over a year now. And Laptop Travel's daughter listens to us now. And yeah, it's quite fun. And she's at the movies tonight, but loves listening to the show. That's so awesome. So I greatly appreciate all you guys that listen. You know that. And we do try to have a fun time on this show, and obviously look at the market, break it down in a fun, exciting way, entertaining way, but also in a very accurate way, as a matter of fact. So like I was telling you, I couldn't really tell exactly what was going on with NVIDIA, and it was just sitting there. I will tell you one thing though. I should have never talked myself out of this one right here. If you guys are in the Discord and we're on here, Joseph Levy, you were on at the end of the day, weren't you? I believe so. Some other people, I know Ross and Progressive G, they were on. I said this thing looked great based off the chart. And I'm like, I don't like earnings, but this thing, and look, it even like a surprise something, but it still beat revenue. I don't know. But look at that thing. It jumped up big time. Ben jumped in it in the after hours and bought some shares. I was looking at the options and I was like, well, you know what? Going in with NVIDIA, I don't know what the heck's going to do, but this thing just, I said, there's no way. He said, this thing could pull back to the 20s if they miss. I'm like, there's no way it could. I said, there's a better chance of you getting pregnant, Ben, than this thing hitting the 20s. And now it's in the 40s. How the hell didn't I buy that thing, Joseph Levy? How did I talk myself out of that thing? You weren't even listening. You were busy putting them together, your stupid dishwasher. But anyway, yeah, I did say that right before the close, and somehow I talked myself out of it. And look at this thing, up like 22. I'm not going to talk myself out of it. I think Ben talked me out of it, actually. We were laughing about it, but yeah, it's all good. He's up on it. But yeah, I just said there's no way this thing's not going to pop right there. Next time I say that, guys, make sure we go in pretty heavy, because there's no way that thing didn't look like it was going to go nuts. What the heck was I doing? So anyway, there you go. A little action into the Discord. But yeah, I'm telling you, I mean, I did it with Playboy the other day. I could just tell you when these things are set up, and I don't know anything about earnings. Again, I don't even like earnings, but this thing, there's certain ones that you can just tell that look good. This one, there was no way coming in out of the basement after it already tried to hit out like 3 good times right there. You knew it's coming out. And it certainly did. Look at that thing. It's at 45.70. It's probably going to be in the 50s tomorrow with no problem. I was looking at it. It was at like 37 something. Yeah. So it was actually in the 36s when we were looking at it in the beginning. So anyway, how about that oddity right there? I'm an oddity with stock charts. I just wish I was an oddity with trading as well. I told you guys I'm not the best at trading. I wish I was way better at it. I wish I was as good at trading as I was at stock charts. It would be amazing. There is a special talent there, and I used to be better. But then I got hit in the head, and it definitely doesn't click as fast. My brain doesn't work as quick anymore. So clearly I ain't going to trade as well. So yeah, it's definitely it's something I have to deal with. But again, I'm not going to say that that thing looks amazing anymore on the show and not get into it like that. That was insane. I don't know how I talked. I don't know how I let Ben talk me out of that thing. Anyway, there you go. A little fun entertainment and good times on our show. I'm not sure if Ben will be on in the morning. He said he has a procedure to get done, a quick procedure that he has to do in the morning. So I'm not sure if he's going to be on the morning show, but we'll be doing our 7 a.m. show. And if he's not on, I'll have to message him. I meant to ask him and I forgot to. And I'll see if he's going to be on. If not, I'll hop on and we'll do a show. Maybe I'll even just hop on. Well, we'll do some Discord. Maybe I'll just keep it on YouTube and we'll just do it from there. So there you go. But let's go through and see what the rest of the market. But I don't know if you guys were in the Discord and paying attention at the end of the day. But like I said, I give out these things and people they listen to me and Ben. We don't always listen to ourselves, but the listeners, they listen. And you got people up like thousands of percent this year in returns from listening, guys. I mean, this is we're good at really breaking down the market. It's funny that me and Ben and I are very similar. And but yeah, I never claimed to be the greatest trader. Like I said, I think I always got lucky at penny stocks because they're so crazy to trade and you guys can see how volatile they are. So yeah, I had gotten lucky just hitting some big ones. But like I say, options, Joseph Levy, you can tell they can be a game changer right there if you can get down to a rhythm. And I usually do, but for whatever reason, I just been doubting myself and I don't know why. But tomorrow I'm not going to doubt it anymore. Let's get crazy, guys, and start really getting trading like Joseph Levy here. And there you go. So we are pretty darn good at calling midday reversals, all of it. Actually, guys, I can't lie though. I hit the cues where he got off the Discord this morning. And the only thing I don't do, I keep saying, I have to stop looking at these minute charts so much. They drive me nuts because they just fluctuate. And I can see this too well, but then they jump up and it just makes my brain go a little crazy. We were right here and we were getting off at about 10:30, so it was like right here at 10:30, right about there. I actually short it was coming down, you could see. I definitely shorted it down. And then it got to the 50 and then it started to do that. And if I would have just waited like one more minute, it would have just came down. And I said, shit, I should have held on to that. And so I sold it when I hit the 50 there. So I did short it down a little bit, but look where it went to. I mean, that would have been a huge short right there. So anyway, that's what I did today. I shorted that bit. I should have bought the calls down here and just kept them until tomorrow. Holy shit, they would have been insane right there. Anyway, that's trading the cues, the indices, and everything else. And again, it's not that easy to trade, guys. So that's what we always talk about. You got to be good at trading. That's why you got to trade smart and lock in those profits and make sure that you're always paying attention to these things. And Joseph Levy definitely got into a rhythm. And what do you say? He looks at the minute also, but he was switching between the 5. Yeah, you got to switch around in between the minute charts and like the 3s, the 5, 15, 30. See what they look like if they have different ones there. So anyway, let's keep on cruising through and we'll see what we have in store for tomorrow. But that was a little insight what was going on in the Discord and trading and all that fun stuff today. And nuclear, oh, we just did that one. It was Galaxy we were going to do next. And this one did jump up in the after hours. Look at this bad boy right here, GLXY. And that one looks like it's about to go off into the galaxy. So that one's setting up right there. GLXY. I know we talk about that one on the show as well. And so that one was looking good. TONX was down today. I don't know what is going here. Actually, Ben was supposed to talk to them tomorrow, but I think he had to postpone it, obviously, because he's getting the procedure done. So I think he's doing it one day this week. I'm not exactly sure when. We'll keep you posted on that. And that's TONX. So we'll see if that quiet period's up. This IMRX still looks good. They're curing pancreatic cancer right there. Still not looking too bad right there. And this NIXX, maybe this thing is finally bottomed out. Remember, we were watching it. That was a really nice dip down there. I didn't think it was going to come that low again. So, yeah, that one possibly could have a good opportunity. And that one was Stock Authority was looking at that. So I'll have to hit them up and say, I think that one's getting ready right there. And even this LITM one, this one's not looking too bad down here. We'll see if it gets ready or if it wants to pull back. I'll check it out tomorrow. But that NIXX not looking bad right there. So we will keep an eye on that. Let me jot that down. I'll let them know. That one looks pretty good right there, actually. And IVF right here. Remember this one? This one's way down now. It's in the 30s, guys. So sometimes that's why you just got to let go of them. Remember, this one was a really bad one right there. And then it came even further down, and now it's really far down. But it is right in that opportunity land right there. So that's why it's a good opportunity for us. It's not right at this moment. It wasn't when it came down right there and kept dipping down. But if you never played this thing, you might want to keep an eye on it. That's that IVF, and now it's definitely a true penny stock right there. But it is pulling back, and it's not looking bad, getting set up in kind of a good spot to try to get a little bounce off there. Keep an eye on that one. And DLXY, that did pull back a little bit today. It's kind of weird, this thing. Check it out. It looks like it wants to get rolling, but at the same time, it just pulled back. Maybe it's a little dip and rip look right there. Has an interesting look, that's for sure. That's why I've kept it on the list. It got out of the basement. It touches that bottom right there. Possibly could get rolling. So there you go with DLXY. We'll see if that can get cruising. And your Sinez Tech pull back some more. And that one could be a bottom right there. I don't know, though. It's getting into the basement, so we'll see. But it doesn't look like it wants to dip real hard anymore. It's been dipping enough right there. Let's put it that way. So it could be bottoming out right there. And Joseph Lee, you sold your IVF weeks ago. You made up for it on the Qs right there. So you did perfectly fine. And that's what you do. You get out of the ones that are looking bad and you get into the ones that are looking good. So you played it right there. And Hertz right here, HTZ. That one is still pulling back. Looks like it may pull back a little bit more. So we'll have to see when that one's ready. I know it did kind of bounce up a little bit there towards the end of the day, as you can see, but it doesn't look like it's exactly curled up yet. We'll look at it tomorrow and see if Hertz is ready to get rolling again. And that could be another good opportunity with the pullback. And this one, guys, CMG, you guys know, Chipotle, this thing looks really good. I think that thing's going to get rolling right there. So we have to keep an eye on. Why don't we try to look at them options tomorrow? What are these options looking like over here? Let's see what they're looking like. Where do they do them like every week? So we could go out to like the day after Christmas or right before Christmas. Even like January 1st right there, or whatever that day said, January 2nd. I mean, I was going to say, I doubt they're the first because I don't think they're going to have the market open that day. But anyway, look at this, $31 right there. If it pulls back under 31, you can grab the 31s. They're not, I mean, they're $1.50 to $2.18. It's a pretty big spread right there, but let me see. 145. That's a pretty big spread. Anyway, I'm going to look at them tomorrow. I think Chipotle is looking pretty good right here, guys, to be completely honest with you. So take it for that because it's curling up, curling through, and looking pretty decent like it wants to get running. We've been watching it long enough here, and it looks pretty nice to me. And that is your CMG. So Chipotle, I don't like the food, but the chart looks good right there. And this LE Lilly thing, holy cow, it went up more today and just keeps running up there. So there you go. We were talking about it before it even started running, just trying to figure out what the name was. I don't know why we weren't figuring out how much to buy because it just got ripping. And here's your Cracker Barrel trying to move. I was looking at it today. It looks like that bottom look, guys, for Cracker Barrel. It's another one you might want to keep your eyes on. And could get cruising up there. Now, I'm not saying the whole thing's going to get turned around immediately right here. That's for sure. But we might get a nice little run up for a Cracker Barrel, CBRL. So keep your eyes on that one. And then you had your Boyle and Gush right here, and one of them was up. It was Boyle. That's the one, and that's your natural gas. And Gush was down, but it didn't look too bad right there. And that's your oil and gas. So yeah, Boyle was up there today, and that is natural gas. That was running up pretty nice there. So there you go. We've been watching them, and they've both been running up there. And Plug came down pretty good, and it looks like it's going to try to get bottomed out relatively soon. So keep an eye on Plug. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. Didn't they open up a? Wasn't that yesterday that they did like the offering? Yeah, 375 million offering or something. So keep an eye on that. CBRL is getting pressure from an activist shareholder group trying to change the direction of the company. Well, there you go. It's interesting because remember I said they get down to like that down to that 25-hour area laptop travel. It could possibly get bought out. Because I could see a company coming in and buying them right now. Because the Cracker Barrel's not a bad company. It's just that the CEO is a moron. And she destroyed the company like going like that in the snap of a finger and tried to do some woke nonsense. So I could see it happen. They will keep the current CEO, but want to make changes to the board. I would get rid of that CEO too. That lady's an idiot. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime you make a decision like that and you jeopardize a company, you got to go. That's the end of your career right there at that place. I'm not gonna lie. So, Cracker Barrel never gonna get bought out, huh? Well, if they keep dropping down right there, one of these companies may step in. That's for sure. Although the restaurant industry is not the strongest industry anymore, so. Um, Cracker Barrel is one of them strong ones. They got a big following out on like in the Midwest and out in the middle of the country and all that. So, oh, I know it's a different kind of country store. I mean, they have like a country store. They have all kinds of stuff going on with Cracker Barrel. So, but they definitely got to get it turned around. That's for sure. Their laptop travel, and I don't think keeping that CEO is a good idea. But I think it's about to start running. So, might be another good one to keep an eye on for some options right there. So there you go, a Cracker Barrel and CMG, two restaurants right there, looking pretty decent. I'd pick Cracker Barrel over Chipotle any day, food wise anyway. Chart wise, probably too. I don't know though. They both look pretty good right there. Chipotle looks like it's ready to start rolling, and Cracker Barrel looks like it's about to get set up to get moving relatively soon. So you can keep your eyes on them two restaurants right there, and if you've never eaten at a Cracker Barrel, they are really good. It is like good food and pretty good restaurant. And like I said, they have like a whole country store and like it's like a whole deal. Like it's a big franchise and or big restaurant chain, and it's a pretty solid one. You see them all over the place when you're traveling. If you ever travel throughout the country, you'll see tons of Cracker Barrels, and they're good. I've eaten at them. So yeah, it's just the fact that the CEO wanted to go a little woke there, and that's what happens. Every company that tried to do it has found out the hard way. It's not a good idea, and it just shows you that's not what the American people want. They just want normal people in life, and you don't need to push the crazy agendas on anybody. Just make it normal. That's all. So yeah, they're not a franchise. It's just a restaurant chain. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, they're definitely keeping a tight leash. Yeah, no, there's the Cracker Barrel. Like I said, it's good. It's a really good chain, and I definitely like it for sure. But we have one not too far from us. As a matter of fact, we don't really go there very often. Maybe been there like twice actually, and but yeah, it is good. Anyway, let's get off of Cracker Barrel there. I'll be looking at that options tomorrow. They look pretty good right there, and Ruby right here bouncing around. This one's been trying to set up after a big dip down. So another penny stock we've been keeping an eye on right there. Could get moving. You know, they're volatile, but we like to look at them because they're fun. And the CHR, remember we said this one was looking good. I think it was running up a little today. As a matter of fact, it was. And there you go, CHR. And you can keep a look at that eye on that one tomorrow because that could continue its way up there. So CHR cheer holding. And that one was down pretty good at like 2 cents or something. I were under 4. I forget where the heck it was, but it was down there pretty good. And there you go with CHR. And what was that WTO'd up to? That was dipping down. This is the one that was at 2 cents. That's what I thought. I had to look at it because this was the one that was at 2 cents, not CHR. And that one's dipping down. This one's going to end up reverse splitting really soon. Yep, there you go. They already announced it, 1 for 12. That's right. We discussed that already, I think, and said we'd wait for it to happen. I don't know when that is, but anyway, there you go with a couple penny stocks in this APLT right here. This one took a big dip not long ago, just hanging out along the basement floor right there, and we'll see if that can get moving. Just been keeping my eye on it. And there you go with a couple penny ones, and there's the big bear right there jumping up in the after hours with everybody else with NVIDIA. So you keep an eye on that. Looking pretty good to get set up for your BBAI, and there's a lot of them. Obviously, you have some momentum in the after hours with the NVIDIA popping up. And let's see what CMND. This one took that huge dip. Remember, we were looking at this clear mine, so I just keeping an eye on this to see when it wants to reverse right there. Nothing crazy for us yet. And Data Volt right here. Let's see what DVLT is up to. That was dipping down today, and we'll see if that one wants to actually pull back. Now this one's been a monster from Laptop Travel, the Safe and Green Holdings. He gave us this one. It was up huge today. What was that other one today you were talking about, Laptop Travel, this morning? I forget what the heck the letters were. And that thing was running up big as well. But look at this, SGBX. He gave us this like last week, and this thing's just been cruising right along right there. So beautiful call, Laptop Travel and SGBX. And how about ELF pulling back here and still down here? But guess what? This is going to get set up as well. And this will be a great opportunity for ELF. So definitely keeping an eye on ELF Beauty to get set up right there. So we'll watch that one. And ODD we were talking about. And there you go. I told you guys in the Discord this thing was going to be popping, and it certainly did. And I don't know why I didn't get into it. It jumped up like big time right there in the after hours, and it's going to run up some more tomorrow. So there you go. Trump just signed the bill to release the Epstein files, so it should be interesting. Yeah, it'll probably be more interesting for Democratic people. I would assume that they already pulled any files or anything that they didn't want anybody to see. So they've had them files for way too long, and I'm sure they could do whatever they wanted with them, but it will be nice to see. They should be out in the open, to be completely honest with you. It shouldn't have taken this long. They should have gotten released immediately like that, and that's what should have happened. And now again, now we have to wait to see when they're going to get released. But anyway, yeah, who was that guy from Harvard or something, or what was it? I don't even know. Is it Chat GPT? What company is that dude from? And he works out. He's a teacher at Harvard. He's already in the scandal. I guess he was emailing. You know how many people are going to be getting wrapped up in this thing? It's going to be incredible to see all these people and what they were up to and all the scandalous shit going on. And this is what dirty money's all about here, guys. So yeah, sit back and enjoy this entertainment as it unfolds. And you're going to see a lot of, like I said, I have a feeling that, and again, I think Trump already said there's a lot of Democrats. He resigned, didn't he? Yeah, he resigned from whatever company, but I think he's still teaching. But I think the kids already started trolling him or whatever on TikTok. So I don't know how long he's going to be teaching for either. So yeah, that's there's going to be a lot of people, I think, resigning real soon. A lot of open jobs maybe, and a lot of big wigs possibly. You never know, because I think these things are going to be quite interesting, these Epstein files. But again, what did they already pull out, redact, and what things aren't we going to see? That's what I would. They're the things that we really want to see, and but we do want to see it all. So bring it out here. SGML right here. Great call by Laptop Travel this morning in the Discord. He was mentioning this thing in like the 9s or something, and it was like just cruising along right there. So there you go. Trump had national security stamped on documents he doesn't want anyone to see. They are now classified. You'll never see those. So there you go. It's a backhanded way for a politician to smear opponents and protect supporters. I would say so. Larry Summers is the guy's name. That was yeah. So like I said, that's exactly what you're gonna see. I didn't realize that's a good way you could do it too. But yeah, I just assumed that any files that were gonna be possibly jeopardizing anyone that's close to Trump or his donors or anybody like that. I had a feeling they weren't going to be getting released. Let's put it that way. And you'll see a lot of Democrats' names out there doing crazy shit. Don't get me wrong. I think people on both sides of the parties were definitely doing crazy shit. But I mean, Epstein was pretty tied to everybody. Let's face it. I mean, you got Prince. What the heck's his name? Whatever that dude's name is. That's in Mad Trouble. He's not even a prince anymore. They took his title. I mean, Andrew. That's his name. Yeah, that dude Andrew. I mean, just so many people. It's insane, guys. It's absolutely bizarre and crazy. And I mean, wait until you see all the Clinton stuff. You know how Clinton was. I mean, dude was getting knobbers in the White House. I mean, that was crazy. So you know he was involved with some crazy stuff. I mean, let's face it. So he was. I mean, Epstein had the craziest painting of Bill Clinton. Not that he painted it or had it even painted. Some lady painted it or something. He just bought it. But I mean, it's like it's Clinton in like this blue dress. I'm sure you guys have seen the painting. If you've never seen it, look it up. It's pretty wild. And Epstein had that in his living room. So yeah, that's like a power move. I mean, could you imagine you're an ex-president and you're friends with this guy, you go over and this dude has the painting of you in a blue dress, like dressed as it's like a crazy painting. You got to look it up. And so yeah, it's Lewinsky's blue dress. Yeah, it's the craziest painting ever, and this dude actually had it in his living room. I mean, it's wild the shit this guy had. And so yeah, that's kind of just holding a carrot over someone's head, being like, I own you. So yeah, that's how I look at it. That's why I'm saying this. And I can only imagine some of the shit that Clinton was up to. So I can only imagine what's coming out in them files. But again, I think the people that are going to be protected are going to get protected right there. That dress had which had Clinton's DNA on it. That's too funny right there. And so yeah, there you go. And interesting stuff. But yeah, you just signed the thing, and we're going to see a lot of names coming out. Let's see. Bet you both Democrats and Republicans were high-fiving each other while getting knobbers at Epstein's Island. No, you can believe it, Joseph Levy. There was people all across the board. It didn't matter what political party they were involved in. Big CEOs, big everybody was involved. That's for sure. What did Bannon promised to send Epstein to a place where he could be extradited? That's straight up BS. That's crazy right there. So yeah, I mean, could not be extradited, you said. So yeah, it's crazy stuff, guys. I'm telling you. And we'll see what comes out. Let's put it that way. But anyway, so apparently Trump just signed the bill, or just signed that thing. And they're going to be releasing something. So yeah, that's it. And there you go with that. SGML, beautiful call right there. Laptop travel this morning. And Elf, ODDD, and QS, who was just asking about that. Just saw Joseph D, I think, right? Is that, yep, Joseph D. And there you go, QS. It's still pulling back a little bit, Joseph D. That's what we were talking about before. I was kind of on the money with it. I should have been shorting it down when I told you it was going to pull back. And now you could be getting bottomed out here. So I would look and see. This could be like your final dip area right here, Joseph. So that's what it looks like to me. You're getting down there anyway. Maybe you'll get all the way down to the bottom and it'll try to bounce off of it. It's still got the 20 to come down. So you could still see a little bit of pullback on your QS right there, but that's what it looks like. And what's it say? Is that today that they did that? Yeah, they got downgraded right there. HSBC downgraded QuantumScape to reduce from hold today and raised its price target to 1050, citing limited visibility into contract economics. I don't even know what that, did they downgrade it or upgrade it? I don't even know what just happened. Anyway, well, I guess if it's at 1280, I guess they had to downgrade it, right? So you may see some pullback on that one there, and that's what it looks like. And there you go with QS. And let's see what Rocket Mortgage is doing for Zach right here. This was bouncing around as well, and it's still bouncing around. I think you're pretty safe with that one, rolling off the MACD. It's just kind of cruising in there. This one looks really good, CELH right here. And this one could get cruising relatively soon. Look at it getting set up. So let's keep an eye on that one as well. CELH, another one. So you got like Galaxy, CMG, Cracker Barrel, the Big Bear. This one, Celius Holdings. You got a lot of them setting up right here, looking really good, guys. Especially after this NVIDIA earnings, they were great, obviously. So it's going to pull up the market, as you already know. We already looked at your Qs, but those of you just tuning in, how are you this evening? And yeah, your Qs are over 609 right there, looking pretty, and your SPY's way up as well. So NVIDIA did do the job that it needs to do, and it always comes through for some reason. And we should have known with Jensen being at the White House, hanging out with Elon last night. I don't think he would have been hanging out if NVIDIA was about to put out a bad report. We should have probably looked into that pretty well, huh? So anyway, looking good right there with all that. CELH looking good. BTGD, let's look at these couple. It's still pulling back there. We still got to wait for crypto to get rolling, so we're still getting set up and all that good stuff. So we'll keep an eye on them. And your JNUG right here, it was looking really good earlier. I'll tell you what. This thing looked good this morning up here, and then it pulled back. It's starting to set up a little bit. It looks like it might be pulling back with the market ripping up there. We'll look at it tomorrow and take a look at gold. And it was, like I said, look at that look. It looks like it wants to get rolling, but it started to pull back there. So I'm not exactly sure. I would assume it's trying to get running again for the gold miners and gold and all that stuff, GDX as well. And again, look at it. It looks like it's trying to get set up and rolling off that MACD is what it looks like to me. So we'll keep an eye on it. And silver right here is up, and it's hitting that resistance. And that thing looks like it wants to crawl up and get rolling as well. So maybe you have a little bit of pullback and then it gets cruising. So we'll be keeping an eye on gold and silver and all that good stuff right there, the metals, because they look pretty good. And let's keep on cruising along right here. This one, I think Luis Rodriguez mentioned last night, LITE, Light Lumentum Holdings. It was looking good, and it got cruising right there, and it's even running up more in the after hours. So I'm not even sure what they do with communication equipment, but that thing went cruising along there. Good call on that one. And remember, I said this one was getting set up to last night. We passed it on the scanner, VCIG, and that was up like 20% right there, looking pretty good. So there you go with VCIG. And another one you can keep an eye on. We'll consider it like a penny stock right there, being cheap. And that is what it looks like right there. And let's see what our Jolie's Jams and our laptop travel looks like here. Stepping on Mr. Bear and Mr. Bull right here. I put them underneath me. Sorry, guys. If you didn't see in the beginning of the show, we had some special guests, Mr. Bull and Mr. Bear. Mr. Bull wanted to show off since NVIDIA popped right there. He was all excited. And the markets are looking really good going into the end of the year, I'd say. We thought they were going to. We just had this all crazy dip. But guess what, guys? This is called a great opportunity for the markets to get ripping, because look at it. It was in this channel. It's remained bullish. I never really thought it was going to go like hardcore correction. We just had to keep an eye on it to see how low it really wanted to get. But guess what? NVIDIA just pumped it right up back over to 50, and you're going to get cruising there tomorrow. These things are going to be jumping up with that NVIDIA outlook and everything like that. So I think we're going to be pretty safe to get cruising right back in the channels and bullish again right towards the end of the year. So I think it's going to be looking pretty good there, laptop travel. And what is Jack Flatline and Jack in the Box? They had earnings. Was that today? Yeah, today's the 19th. And that has that look like it could be trying to get cruising relatively soon for good old Jack in the Box. So we'll see when this one wants to actually start jumping out of the box again and get cruising. And keep your eyes on nuclear sector and lithium and rare earth minerals. These are the needed ingredients for the future tech, absolutely. And again, a lot of them pulled back big when they had run up huge, and now they're getting set up like MP was running up today. Look at this bad boy. This thing looks great right there, guys. I mean, you can just keep an eye on that one tomorrow for MP. You can give me a couple more. I can't even think of them off the top of my head. It's the only one I can think of, laptop travel. So give me a couple good nuclear and a couple of good ones of them. Just jot them down real quick if you don't mind in the chat, and we'll go through some of them because yeah, MP is like the only one I can think of. I know there's like 2 pages right here, and we can just kind of cruise through. That one looks good. That's a China Natural Resources. This one is looking good. I saw that today when I was cruising through. But you know some good nuclear ones. What the heck just happened? All right, it got like stuck there, but I know you know a couple good ones right there, so I'll just let you give us a couple. And but yeah, check this bad boy out. This one's down at the bottom right there, and this thing's gonna get cruising back up, so we can keep an eye on that one. And that one might get cruising relatively soon. CHNR. And here we go. Let's look at our Joe Lee's jams and our laptop travel list, and we'll see laptop travel can compile a couple nuclear ones and them rare earths and lithium ones. And that one I think I put up earlier that he gave us, I forget what it was called, and we were looking at it. That popped up this morning. That was SGML. Wasn't this a lithium one right here? I believe. Oh, Sigma Lithium. So there you go. That one was popping up there this morning. I know that. And all right, let's take a look and see what Rhythm's doing. If this thing can get back into its rhythm and go back up, you know it'll run pretty well. And it's getting into that bottom area now, so we'll keep an eye on it. And BLNK down here, and this one's going to start bottoming out. So yeah, I do think we're about to see a Santa Claus rally perhaps start right up right soon with NVDA. Get cruising. There you go. I just saw that pop up there, Luis Rodriguez. So there you go. I would think so too. Christmas rally coming up right here, guys. That's what it looks like to me. And thank you, Laptop Travel. You're the best. Look at that. Like within 3 seconds, throws them up there. Mention metals. Well, you were reading Laptop's letter today, for example. LAR Lithium's doing good. So anyone who doesn't subscribe, you should. Just an FYI. And that's from Doge Mama 9. So thank you, Doge Mama 9. I agree 100%. And I did. I read that newsletter as well, and a lot of I try to read all of Top Travel's newsletters. He sends out so much great information, guys. I'm telling you, and it's like less than like a cup of coffee a day. It's like it's nothing, guys. So yeah, subscribe to his newsletter. It's definitely worth it. He gives you a lot of great info and picks in there, and it's great. So he takes a lot of time to obviously do it, and it is great information. So thank you, Doge Mama 9, for mentioning that. That's for sure. And LAR, there you go. Look at it. So there you are. And he did give it to you in your newsletter right there. So, and also on the Benzinga show this morning, I was paying attention to that as well. So I had already known about it. I just couldn't think of any of these right here. Thank you, Doge Mama 9. But yeah, I just was like drawing a blank completely. The only one I could think of, and I can't even think of it now, was the one I had mentioned a couple minutes ago. And what the heck was that one? I just said, holy cow. I'm telling you, my brain is sizzled right there, like sizzle. What one? SGML. And I didn't even mention it. That was the one that you talked about. So LAC, I know that one right there off the top of my head. But I know there's a list right there, Oklo and CEG. So we'll run through that. Let me just go through the rest of our Jolie's jumpers right here. I was watching Sterling. There it goes. It jumped up in the after hours. I was watching it today. I'm like, this thing always has to run big at some point. And it looks like it's did it in the after hours, but it does look like it's probably going to do it some more tomorrow because that thing likes to run like $20, $30 at a pop. It's crazy for STRL. And Rivian right here pulling back a little bit. We'll see if it can get ready to bounce off of there. And Symbotic had been pulling back way at the bottom, and I think Symbotic could get set up relatively soon. Let's look at our laptop travel list real quick, and then we'll look at some of these Okolo and them things. That was the one I was trying to think of because I know Ben was talking about this morning. I couldn't even think of it. My mind was just blank right there, and I couldn't think of any of them. So anyway, I know you did mention some in your newsletter, but APM right here, there you go with APM, and that was running up today, not looking bad. Probably going to hit that 50 right there, and then you have your CLGN, Call Plant Technologies, and that thing's trying to get cruising. That actually looks good going into its earnings pretty soon. And C1 right here, we've been talking about that in the Discord. It was running up this morning. I know that. It was looking pretty good. It pulled back a little bit. They're talking about a possible buyout with that one, so check that out. And GDHG, that Golden Haven group or something, Golden Heaven group it's called. And this is a China one. and that is trying to crawl up right there. Look at that bad boy. That looks like it's going to crawl up in that channel. And let's see what's going on there loading. And let me see what the rest of Laptop Travels list is doing first. HPAI. This one looked good. What was it? Last night we were looking at it, or 2 days ago? I don't remember. But it was starting to move. It ran up a little today. It's been looking good. It's hitting that resistance right there. We'll see if it can get through that. It might just pull back and then bounce around and then get through. LIXT, Lixte Biotech right here. And that thing's not looking too bad either. So let's see. LIXT. Yeah, that's not looking that bad right there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. NISN, I didn't really look at this list. That one has your 20 and 50 meeting up right there and trying to just a little bit of pullback, but it doesn't look too bad. Look at that 20 and 50 meeting up, a little resistance up there. So we can keep an eye. It was running up. It just had a little pullback today. And Rent right here. We haven't looked at Rent the Runway in a little while. This one looks like it's going to run the runway real soon. Holy cow, that one looks really good for Rent. So you might collect some Rent right there if you play that one. So check out RENT, and let's see what's going on. All right, Joseph Levy, you step away. We'll see you later. Make sure you tell us what you're doing with your options tomorrow. You seem to be the options master lately. I'm not going to lie. SMR right here, New Scout Power Corp. And this thing looks like it was ripping in the after hours. And there you go. Yeah, that thing's looking pretty good. And that is some specialty thing, but I think that looks really good. SMR and SNYR right here, Synergy or something like that. That looks pretty good today as well. SNYR. Yeah, look at that. Synergy, that's what it's called. And let's see, that thing is looking pretty good. I would keep an eye on that. That could have a little momentum right there for tomorrow. And this SPCB, well, this wasn't looking too bad either. What's it called? Supercom, that's what it is. And that was at the bottom, trying to curl up there. So that one looks like it could be a good opportunity. We looked at Urban One just recently. It bounces around quite a bit. Remember, we were talking about it. And look at that bounce around today. So you keep an eye on this. 126 would open that. It got to 137. Its low is 122. So there you go. It doesn't have much volume. I think this is the one Michael Anthony was saying didn't have much volume, right? Was it Urban One or was it a different one? I don't really remember, but there you go. And XHG right here, not looking too bad as it's running up today. And that one is flying up there. We'd have to look at it tomorrow after it's popping up. Maybe it continues in the morning there for you at 4 a.m. And it is an insurance broker in China. So there you go, XHG. And let's see what's going on. And he's going to watch Kramer. Needs a second opinion. Where is MA? I don't know where Michael Anthony is. He must be hanging out with the Kramer show right now. So we always need Michael Anthony on the show. And let's see, loading FCS. What is that? FCS MF. What is that one? That might be a OTC or something. I don't even know what the heck that is. Focus Graphite, huh? I'm not familiar with this one right here. Let's see. Looks like it's kind of pulling back a little bit. You have your 50 down here. I can't say that it looks perfect right there, but I could look at it tomorrow to get a better idea. You're going to need this your MACD line to really get curling up there because you got your 20 above your 50 right there is what it looks like to me. So we can keep an eye on that one for you. And that is what is it? FCSMF right there. So there you go. Where'd that laptop travel list? Well, here, I'll go through the list real quick and then I'll see what you guys are looking at. We're at the laptop travel list of the ones with the metals and stuff. That's what I was looking for. I don't even know where it is. Let me see. Where'd I go with that thing? There's all kinds of good stuff. There it is. I found it. All right, perfect. Here we go. Let's look at this, and then we'll go ahead and look at our Spy Mag 7 big caps, all them, and go through and see everything that you guys want to look at. So here we go. Let's see what's happening here. And if you guys want to look at something, let me know. But we already know our Spy and our Qs are way up thanks to NVDA, and we were going to look at this list first. I got sidetracked that fast. Okolo right here, looking really good. This one is a which one? Nuclear one, right? This is Okolo. This is a nuclear one. Look at that bad boy setting up right there. and that thing's getting ready to run. And CEG, this thing is looking pretty good as well. Constellation, it was running up. I actually saw this on my scanner today, and this thing is looking really good right there. So that's probably just going to be a straight up momentum play tomorrow, as a matter of fact. CCJ, what is that? Camco. No, that's a uranium one right there. That one had been pulled back and looks like it's getting set up for us. So there you go with that. And URAN themes uranium and nuclear ETF. And look at this thing. This thing looks like it's going to be getting set up relatively soon. Definitely getting into a bullish area right there for URAN and NXE, Next Gen Energy. And look at this thing. Oh, that looks pretty good. It does have that little bit of resistance, but should break right through that as it curls up and not looking bad. Roy, that was one I was trying to think of and just couldn't think of it at all. And that's a uranium one. That thing looks pretty good right there for Roy. And LTBR Lightbridge right here. And this thing is trying to get, and again, like they were all popped up there like crazy, took some big old dips, and now they're getting set back up. So some great opportunities. And here is that SMR, and it was popping up in the after hours. We were just looking at it. So thank you very much, Laptop Travel. And then you had your LAR right there popping up as well. And there you go. So there were some really good ones. Thank you very much for that. And let's go ahead and go through our Mag 7 now. And our other ones, Apple looking a little bit better today. Didn't look great, but I bet it's going to look a little bit better after NVIDIA pulls up the market. Amazon, look at that. It has the trend line now, has a bottom right there. It looks like it just bottomed out, wants to get rolling. How about Google? That was popping up big today. They had that big Gemini 3 AI model news today, and that thing was cruising and isn't looking too bad right there. It was jumping up in the after hours. Meta right here, big dip down. I think Meta could be a great opportunity just because it had been so beaten down right there. So I think Meta is one that you definitely want to keep an eye on right here. Look at that thing getting curled up, getting ready. And as the market gets rocking and rolling, Meta should follow it. So definitely want to keep an eye on. Microsoft had been pulling back and looks like that's trying to run up in the after hours as well. So there you go. And let me just take a quick look at Meta right here. Yeah, that looks really good right there for Meta. And Microsoft right here, not looking too bad, but Meta looks really good. So I would keep an eye on that Meta getting set up there. That is for sure. And let's see what else is going on over here with NVIDIA, because we don't even really need to look at NVIDIA, do we? But there you go, guys. NVIDIA was great today and pumped up the market. So let's see what it can do tomorrow, how much more it can continue up, and what can happen with the market as it runs up with NVIDIA's news. And there is our Tesla right here. And let's see, that one's trying to crawl back up. Looks like it tried to bottom out right there. And that is what the market looks like right there. So there you go. That's Tesla right there. And again, popping up there, not looking too bad. Has a good trend line. Could get set up a little bit better, but it did run up in the after hours. So with NVIDIA and everything else, so we'll be looking at everything tomorrow. And METU, yeah, look at that thing. That is the Meta Bull right there. Oh yeah, look at that bad boy. That's nice and cheap. Two times for you guys. So keep an eye on METU because that is looking. Look at that thing right there curling up. That's about to get rocking and rolling. So METU, you can keep an eye on that on tomorrow as well and check that out. Meta is looking pretty good to get cruising, guys. So there you go. That's your Mag 7. Let's look at the rest of these guys and see if they want to get bottomed out like AMC got into the basement. Doesn't look like it's done bottoming out. GameStop has a weird look and another one in the basement, but they very well could be getting bottomed out with the market if it gets turned around. Chewy right here, that's a good, healthy looking pullback right there. That looks like it's setting up to get running. We did like it before. And there's your Unity running up, and we had like that one as well. And Netflix did the reverse, well, not the reverse, but it did a forward split, 1 for 10 or 10 for 1 or whatever the hell it did. It ran up yesterday. It pulled back today, and it looks like it could bounce right back off that MACD. It should get bought up, especially if the market starts popping up there. AVGO is popping today, that's for sure. And MU is pulling back a little bit, but doesn't look too bad. I mean, we'll see about these guys tomorrow. There's TSM. That had looked pretty good to get set up. It's running up in the after hours right there. SMCI trying to run up. That one should be a good opportunity to get set up as well. And AMD right there popping up. So NVIDIA saving the day for all of these guys, that's for sure. And there's your QCOM that was hitting the coming down a little bit, hitting a trend line, and then it popped up right there, obviously with NVIDIA's help today. And Snow ran up in the after hours with NVIDIA's help also. So all of them looking good. Here's your PayPal. You believe we're seeing the bottom. Looking at PayPal as being a great buy for the New Year, January effect. I can't disagree with that there, Laptop Travel. And they had a dividend today, as a matter of fact. But yeah, that looks like a bottom right there for PayPal. Let's put that on our stocks getting set up list. That's for sure. I do like it. Intel right here. This looks like it's going to get set back up. So all these guys that pull back are now going to get ready. Remember, Dell's been pulling back, making a bottom down here. It's in the basement. That'll be a great opportunity. IBM pulling back today, but it looks like it was jumping up in the after hours. Let's see what that chart looks like, as a matter of fact, right here. And not looking too bad there. I mean, it could look a little bit better, but it could bounce right there for IBM. Palantir and Sophie, they were pulling back today. And then look at it in the after hours when the video went nuts. So talk about saving the entire market there. And let's make sure that tomorrow it stays pretty green and lit. So let's see if it's going to continue, but it should. Sophie right here should get curling up as well. And let's see, where are we on this list? Because then we look at Mara Riot and all these guys, and they're in the basement anyway. They could level down a little bit. You can see Riot could definitely level down. And Clean Spark right here, CLSK, and that one could even dip down under that trend line. So we'll see if crypto can really get rolling. Strategy right here was pulling back. Bitcoin was pulling back today. And Robinhood trying to get moving. Maybe these guys bottomed out. Coinbase and Robinhood. You can see Coinbase looks like it wanted to. And then you had your bull pulling back. And maybe that's a bottom right there. Look at that thing in the basement. And see if that's trying to actually get curled up. So we'll be keeping an eye on them. And that's Hood, Coin, and Bull. And your space right here. That's not space, and neither is that. That's space pulling back a little bit. But we'll see if that one tries to actually get curled up tomorrow. It could be trying to just get set up. And there's your Boeing dip as well. And it's not ripping up in the after hours. So Boeing wanted to pull back. DJT pulling back. That's in the basement. And your Nike right here is kind of just hanging out. Weird look right there for Nike. There's your Lulu trying to bounce back up, as a matter of fact. And we'll see. That one looks like it's trying to crawl up a little bit. We'll keep an eye on Lulu right there. And MCD right now. McDonald's has a little pullback look right at the moment. Disney was pulling back and looks like it could come down a little bit more. Oxy pulling back down a little bit, and so is ExxonMobil today. And DXYZ, and that is not DXYZ, because that is, and that one is trying to get set up there and get moving. It's already had a nice pullback, trying to make a base and get curled up. And that's what they all look like right now, guys. So there you go with your market review. And let me see what you guys want to look at after I grab a drink of water from talking all that, saying all that stuff. Anyway, here you go. Luis Rodriguez had a nice little list here at the beginning. Let's see what we missed right here. ASML. At ASML Holdings, that looks like it's going to continue its way up for some momentum. We looked at Light and SGML. LEU is at Centrus Energy. This one looks really good right there too. LEU, I know that one. And that looks like it's going to get rocking and rolling. Let's see. CEG, we just looked at that. Constellation Energy. It was looking really good as well. And ISRG looks like it wants to try to continue up a little bit. Initiative Surgical right there. TMDX, this was running up today, as a matter of fact. And that has that resistance there. We'll see if it can get through. JNUG, we looked at. didn't look too bad. We'll see. They do look like they want to run right there. That's for sure. And there's your semiconductor bull looking a lot better than it did because that Soxus was going up. And SMST right here is your Defiant short for MicroStrategy. Wow, look at that thing going up there. Could run up a little bit more. So that's interesting. And MCRB, that was running up yesterday and continued to run up, still up at the top. See if it can run up a little bit more right there. RYTH, right? Isn't that what it said? Something like that. What the heck's it say? RYTH. I'm not sure what that one is there. PACS right here. This one is one. PAX Group. That one ran up today again. I did remember that running up the other day. A little healthy pullback and right back up there. So it didn't even phase it. And CRNC, Karen Serens. And this thing, oh, that looks like it's trying to get set up there. That's a good software company. I don't know them, but just saying that looks pretty good right there. Looks like they did pretty well on their earnings, and looks like it's at 1048. So I was trying to figure out where the heck it was. There you go. So that did jump up pretty well, I would say, right there. And SGD is safe and green development, not looking bad in the after hours. SLV is a silver trust. And like I said, silver looks like it's trying to roll up. MP we were talking about, that looks really good. And MPL right here is the MP long. So there you go. And you can take that one up. So there you go, Robin and Luis Rodriguez and everybody else. They were some good ones. And let me see. If a stock isn't up today in the after hours, it's probably not worth holding near term. I agree right there. And let's see what else is happening. I know there's a bunch of other things down here. Some the after hours, Google and TSM, Tesla, all them AMD. We were looking at them. Oracle, we didn't check out. That one was running up as well in the after hours and today. And that looks pretty good to get set up. So I would say there's plenty of opportunity in the market at this moment. It did have some nice pullback, but here we go. We're going to get cruising right back along. And that's what we were waiting on. Here's Wolf right here. Good old Terra Wolf. That's getting set back up right there. And that Coors right here, not looking bad. So these had all dipped down. Core Weave right here. Look at that thing jumping up big in the after hours. CRWV. And that thing, oh, wow. Look at that. Core Weave looking pretty good right there. I would say that might try to run up there tomorrow. And that ASST right there. Maybe that is going to roll off. We were looking at that Strive before. It had dipped down there pretty good. I remember it was in like the 140s or something. And it is not looking bad at the moment. So we'll see about that one. And let's see what else is going on here. HOUS should have been watching that as opposed to LDI and Open, huh? And what's House doing right here? HOUS, Anywhere Real Estate. Oh, look at that thing. That's been running up right there and looks pretty damn good. You're right about that. LDI still down there, and Open Door still has an open door to go down at the moment. You're not kidding right there. That was a good one. U.S. government says they will own 10 nuclear plants. Who's saying the nuclear sector was going to rocket? There you go. Laptop travel and PAL right there. This one was jumping up. I think they had earnings or something, or it went down. It was jumping up earlier, wasn't it? Hold on. Yeah, it was up there earlier. And wow, this thing took it went up in the after hours, but took a big dip there today for POWL. We'll have to keep an eye on that thing right there. I don't know what the heck happened right there. Is one life support. That's pretty wild. This REGN, that took a big dip too, Regeneron, and then tried to go back up in the after hours. So holy cow, these things are wild right here. That's for sure. And what did Circle do? We haven't looked at that. And that is still dipping down. Got a healthy trim, and Disney's Forgotten Child just keeps dipping down there. That's for sure. Kudos to we already were talking about Licho something and everybody that was listening to the show. Let's see what else is going on. Let me see. We saw Deleted. How are you this evening? Let me see what CETX is doing. I know you like this one right here. And that was up a little bit today after a little pullback. That's not looking bad, actually, Deleted. Look at that crawl off the MACD. You get back through that 532. I know it's a stretch from here. Well, let's start here and get back through the 454 area, and then you can get through that other one. But it's not looking too bad there for CETX. Looking a lot better than it did. Let's see if it can actually roll off there. It might try to tomorrow there. So there you go with that. And let's see what else is going on. We were talking about Cracker Barrel, and then the Trump signed the bill to release the Epstein files, so that'll be pretty interesting. We were talking all about that good stuff. And then what else were we talking about here? I'm just scrolling down, and QuantumScape was downgraded right there. We were looking at Jack in the Box, and we were looking at some other ones, and Nuclear. And then, like I said, check out Laptop Travels newsletter, and even Doge Mama 9 said to check it out this evening. So there you go. And LAR, we looked at Oklo and them guys right there. UEC, Uranium Energy, SLI, Standard Lithium right there. Thank you, Doge Mama 9. And UEC looking pretty good right there. Another one we want to jot down. Holy cow, there's a lot of them getting set up, guys. So this is exactly what we wanted to see in the market. SLI, that looks like it could continue to run up tomorrow. Look at that bad boy right there. That looks pretty good, Doge Mama 9. SLI, check that one out for tomorrow. That looks like a good little momentum play, that's for sure. So you can check out SLI. Thank you for them too. And let's see. You're down to about 3 hours and 30 minutes of sleep a day, Laptop Travel. I believe it. You're always up there. And FCSMF, we looked at that one. And let's see, what is a ZYXI? I don't even know what that is. Zynex or something. And that thing is not looking too bad there. It looks like it tried to bottom out there yesterday, and it's going to start curling up there. ZYXI. I thought it was going to be like a China one right there, but it's not. It is Zynex, and yeah, it doesn't look too bad. It's in the U.S., a medical distribution company. And let's see, SEMR, Semrush Holdings, and let's see, that one looks like it's way up there. 11 something. So I don't know what the heck was going on with this thing, but it looks like it just like popped up out of nowhere. I don't know what the heck happened there, but looks pretty wild, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I have no idea what was going on with this company right here. Looks a little strange, honestly. SEMR. I'd say it went straight up today. Something happened, and it was good. Let's put it that way. So Adobe acquires Semrush Holdings for $12 a share, and it was way down here, so it had to jump up like 73% so they could get bought out. So there you go. And let's see what else is going on over here. Loading wants to see VLR or VLERF. Let's see if we can check that one out. VLREF, Valora Energy. That one actually doesn't look bad right there for an OTCer. So you keep an eye on that one. If you like the OTCs and an energy one, that does look pretty good right there. Loading, I don't mind that. And good evening, Janica. How are you? And deleted, and no problem there. And that hour was looking good, Joe Jean. We actually just looked at that thing, right? Oh, no, we looked at house. I'm sorry. Hour we looked at the other day. My apologies. We just looked at house. Let's look at hour right here. This is one that was on Laptop Travels list not long ago. And let's see what's going on with good old hour. It did jump up back there, pull back, and honestly looks like hour could pull back a little bit, but this one did bounce up. We were looking at it like right around here, and it had a big old pop. I remember that. And that was the HOUR. We were looking at HOUS also today, and that one does look pretty interesting right there. It almost looks like a shell company, or they're getting bought out or something right there. Laptop Travel. And your gift tonight is TerraWolf right there, and that does look pretty good. We were just looking at it. It's up $1.07 in the after hours, and does look like it wants to run up some more right here. You can see it right there, and that does want to jump up on the 20 and go catapulting up. So that's a good gift right there for Laptop Travel, guys. So take that into consideration for tomorrow. And there you go. I would say that's a pretty good little market review right there. I think they got everything. Bitcoin back at 92.4 looks a little bit better there, that's for sure. And again, that bottom could be in. It's trying to get out of the basement. Maybe it has a little bounce down. We'll see in the morning what it looks like, and we'll go from there. Obviously, the market should be pretty green right there with NVDA happening and all that good stuff. So let's see what else we're missing here with our news. NVIDIA earnings send the stock higher, and here's what Wall Street is saying. And stocks
rally as NVIDIA eases AI evaluation worries. China leaves benchmark lending rates unchanged 4 to 6 straight months. What's that even mean? I have no idea. Stock futures climb after NVIDIA earnings report, and stock futures higher as NVIDIA's strong forecast reignites the AI trade right there, guys. So AI is not dying down. It's just getting started again. AZI, we were looking at this the other day. FRGT was running up there today and plugged. That was pulling back, and CHRO and DS, all these we were looking at. There's that ZYXI right there. Nubaru was pulling back a little bit, I think. What was it doing? Yeah, it wasn't doing anything too crazy today. There's your big bear and ASST. Nokia pulling back right there. And DNN is at Denson Mines. That might be another good one that gets set up here. That's a uranium one. Remember, I gave that one out on the small cap show, and that is getting set back up. So Denson Mines, that one could get running up there for you as well. And there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty solid market review. And what did you say? The Fosaka upgrade is a highly anticipated event expected to significantly boost Ethereum's efficiency and scalability, which analysts predict will reinforce its value as settlement layer. It happens December 3rd. And I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, but I'm assuming I'm going to put that up there so you guys can read it because I don't even know what I was reading. But is that part of Wolf? It has a 34% short position. And I have no idea what you're even talking about right there, laptop travel. So I'm glad you know, but I have no idea. And something with Fusaka upgrade. And there you are. So I have no idea what that is. I'm not going to lie. But anyway, the one thing I do know is that the market should be green tomorrow and looking pretty good after NVIDIA's earnings. And them Qs are way up there. And everything else is looking pretty good. So, and something's happening December 3rd. So I'm not exactly sure. Laptop travel will have to fill us back in with that. And we missed Michael Anthony. He'll hop on right now as we're hopping off. We've been rocking and rolling right through our shows pretty quick there, Joe Jean. And obviously, well, they might start getting a little longer again, I bet, because now the market's ripping again and looking good. We were just in a little lull and a pullback period. And honestly, we played it pretty damn well there, shorting down the market, shorting the queues and everything else. And now it's time to ride it right back up there and get cruising right back along. So there you go, everybody. Maybe see a Christmas rally coming up right now. And that is what our Wednesday night looks like after our NVIDIA report. And yeah, we did look at our crypto. Solana's at 142 right there, 143 even. So there you go. Like I said, these prices, they all fluctuate a little bit. And so that is what we're looking at. All information presented here is all for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and you're looking forward to a green day tomorrow. Me too there, Doge Mama 9. It should be a good one. Oh, no, that's related to Ethereum. It increases its value as a transaction leader in global economy. All right, thank you, Laptop Travel. I didn't know what the heck you were talking about, so thank you for clearing that up. For us. So Ethereum's getting something done on December 3rd. That's going to make it a increase its value as a transaction leader. So there you go. That'll be big. And yeah, crypto getting set up. Not quite ready at the moment, but definitely getting there. And now the market should look pretty good in the morning, thanks to NVIDIA holding up the market once again. It's done it so many times before. It's so crazy, guys, how many times NVIDIA has held the market on its shoulders and just kind of gone along. So there you go. That's what we have for you. And you guys know we'll be on at 7 a.m. to see what the market exactly looks like. It should be nice and green, though, I would assume. And we'll have to go from there. But that's what it looks like tonight. NVIDIA did well. They did their job, let's put it that way. And the market's pumping now. So we should have it going, rolling up, going into Christmas and all that good stuff. Thanksgiving, Christmas, And can you believe Thanksgiving is a week from tomorrow, guys? Tomorrow is Thursday. Thanksgiving is next Thursday. So how crazy is that? And then the Christmas holiday and all that good stuff, New Year's and stuff will be right around the corner. So that will be happening soon, but at least the markets will be looking pretty good. It appears anyway. And we'll obviously know for sure tomorrow morning, but NVIDIA definitely did its part tonight and had great earnings and everything else. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Doge Mama 9 and Joe Jean, and of course Laptop Travel and Luis Rodriguez. Deleted was there. Janica loading and deleted. We had loading and we had deleted on there tonight. So thank you both of you for hanging out this evening. Of course, Robin and Joseph Levy, he had to bounce off, but he's been the old options master lately. I gotta say, I talk to him often and he has been crushing it there. So good job for him. And Robin, you enjoy your evening and check us out in the morning on your way to work. I know you do. And everybody else. So if you didn't see Mr. Bull and Mr. Bear, you can check out the first minute of the show. I had them on, special guest at the beginning. Mr. Bull was all excited thanks to NVIDIA. And thank you, Doge Mama 9, for spending time with us. And I appreciate it. So yeah, thank you everybody. And there you go. That's what our market looks like. And we'll be on at 7 a.m. to break it down. We're on every morning from Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. doing our pre-market and of course our night show Sunday night through Thursday nights at 8 p.m. And I appreciate everybody that tunes in, whether you chime in or not, or listen to the replays or anything. Thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. We try to make it a little entertaining, have a little bit of fun. I thought Michael Anthony would hop on. He's always very entertaining and exciting. I thought he'd be all hopped up for the NVIDIA earnings and the market going up, but what do you know with Michael Anthony? Sometimes you have no idea, but there you go. And yeah, we try to have a good old time and also call the market pretty accurately as we do. And if you guys were on in the Discord, holy cow, guys, I nailed this thing so perfectly. It was insane, just based off the charts, obviously, because that's all I look at. And we nail everything. So let's crush the market, guys, going into Christmas and have a good end of the year. And we'll just keep it rolling forward there. Janica and Doge Mama 9 and everybody else. I know Joseph Levy's been doing well. Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and everybody else crushing it. Everybody, Janica, hope you've been doing well. And everybody. So yeah, if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out on X, hit me up, shoot me a DM. I respond to everybody. And there you go, everybody. That's what we have for our Wednesday night. We'll be on tomorrow morning. We'll check out our pre-market. We'll see what crypto looks like. We'll see what the market looks like now that NVIDIA just bumped everything up, and it's looking pretty good. So thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your night. It's before, like we said, we've been cruising right through these shows pretty fast, but I have a feeling they're about to get longer now. The lists were a little bit shorter as there wasn't as many setups happening there. And that's how you know the market was going to be pulling back, because our night lists were short and our shows were quick. So I think they're going to be getting longer and the lists are going to be looking better now because there's a lot more things setting up, and we were just waiting for this NVIDIA to happen. And I just reached in my pocket and there you go. I have 4 bullets in there from playing Nerf with literally right before I hopped on here. My wife, and my little guy, we were having a gunfight, and I had 4 Nerf bullets in my pocket still. I was like, what is in my pocket? And so that was what I had in my pocket there. So yeah, that was right before the show. I was running around shooting Nerf guns, and then literally right before I came on, like a minute before, he shot me right in the lip. I was like, really, dude? I was like, I think I'm probably gonna have a mark there, but just another great story. And so yeah, we were having a good old time with a gunfight, Nerf gunfights. I guess if you have a little boy growing up in your house, you definitely have these things laying all over. I'm telling you, these things are everywhere in our house. It's so crazy. You'll open up like the refrigerator and there'll be one sitting in there. You got to make sure when you're cooking, there's not one on the stove top. You put your shoes on, you'll find a bullet in your shoes. It's wild where these things land. They land everywhere. It's so crazy. And we just run through the house and just shoot them all over. So there you go. A lot of fun. We like our gunfights in our house with our Nerf guns. And I went on Facebook Marketplace, right? And this was last year. I went on there, and people just sell, like, everyone has like a ton of these guns, and then your kid grows out of them. So I just like found somebody had like a ton of guns, like tons of them, for like $25. And they were like, "Yeah, just come get them. I have like tons of stuff. Just come get it all." I'm like, "All right, cool." And I'm like, my little guy's just getting into. So now we have like a whole assortment of all these different guns. We have 3 shooters, 4 shooters, ones that are like battery operated. It's crazy. Yeah, I bought all kinds of guns. So we run through the house and just shoot each other all the time. And that's what we do. And when my wife comes home from work, we usually shoot her as she comes in the door. So always fun at my house, I'll tell you that. It's always something exciting. So there you go. But yeah, I didn't even know I had Nerf bullets in my pocket there the entire show. They were for good luck. See, they're green, so I'm just gonna leave them on my desk right here for good luck, I guess. But there you go, everybody. You guys enjoy your night. I'm not going to have a gunfight now. My little guy's definitely asleep, but he already told me he wanted to try to have a gunfight before he went to school tomorrow. And I was like, all right, buddy, if we have enough time, we'll definitely have a gunfight for a minute or two if you want. So good times, huh? And there you go. So you guys enjoy your nights. Go have a gunfight with each other, and we'll be back at 7 a.m. So thanks again for tuning in. Enjoy your night, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Have a good night, everybody.